My name is Tony B. Ears, and like a lot of people on YouTube and the internet, I am now going to start doing movie reviews. The first movie I'll review for you is entitled Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This is an animated movie that takes place in between Episode 2 and Episode 3. This will later be turned into a cartoon series, so it is about Anakin and Obi-Wan, and in this movie their mission is to save Jabba the Hutt's son, who has been kidnapped by people who they don't know yet so far. And to do this, Anakin is given a Padawan learner. I thought this was a strange idea to give Anakin a Padawan learner, as well as some of my other friends have said. And even in this movie, Anakin feels that this is a strange idea. As far as the story goes, it's a pretty good story. The dialogue in this movie is terrible. Most of the terrible dialogue is given by this new character, which is Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, who's named Ahsoka. Ahsoka! I said Ahsoka. I quit trying to talk during my review of your movie, Anakin. She is, I don't know what kind of alien race she is, but her skin is red and she has white as well on her skin, and horns and horntails. She looks much like another Star Wars character named Takshi.
That was a bad
mistake.
Shakti.
I'm sorry, Anakin, you're right. Her name is Shakti.
I'm sorry, Master Kenobi. I failed.
Oh, General Kenobi, we've been waiting for you, stinking Jedi.
One thing that I did not like is she gave just about every character a nickname. Anakin she calls Sky Guy. Jabba's son she names Stinky. R2-D2 she calls R2-D2E. So I found this annoying. She's also very smart alecky.
So, if you're a captain and I'm a Jedi, then technically I outrank you, right?
Wisecracky. She's making jokes in the middle of a war, so this character, she's a cute girl, but I don't like her personality. I don't see how she could have ever become a Jedi from just her attitude. Is not like a Jedi. Jedis are supposed to be warriors, religious leaders, and peacemakers. And she just seems like a smart alecky kid. She seems to be only between 10 and 13 years old. And I don't know why the Republic would put a 10 or 12-year-old in the middle of a war, even though she is a Jedi. This seems bizarre to me. The animation in this movie is decent. It's not great. It doesn't come close to other animated movies such as Incredibles. This is one of my favorites. The movement is pretty fluid. It's there's not too many complaints about the movement, but the character designs are odd choice. Very wooden-like. Like if you touched Anakin's chin, it'd probably poke you with his chin. This is true of most characters in this. Another character that I do not like in this movie is named Zero, I believe. He is Jabba the Hutt's uncle, and he betrays Jabba. He's behind the kidnapping of Jabba the Hutt's son. This character is very strange, as it is not said in the movie, but he seems to be very gay. He's actually gayer than C-3PO, if you can believe that. Okay. His skin is purple, and he wears a feather on his head. And he talks in a very gay way. He seems to be a cross between Jabba the Hutt and two Alice in Wonderland characters, the Cheshire Cat and the Caterpillar. The Cheshire Cat being very mischievous and also being purple, and the Caterpillar, who is shaped a lot like Jabba the Hutt, and he smokes this stuff that Zero also smokes. This movie is not as good as the Clone Wars cartoons that came before this.
Like fire across the galaxy, the Clone Wars spread.
But it has a very similar artistic style to it. But this movie is not as bad as the Star Wars Christmas special, which was awful.
A day that takes us through the darkness. A day that leads us into light.
So, another thing that I thought was dumb about this movie is the droids. Separatist droids have the intelligence of a 2-year-old. They're just plain stupid. They're not a good enemy at all. They're the dumbest characters in this movie. Another thing I didn't understand is Anakin's concern over the clone troopers. He seems very concerned of whether they live or die, and he really wants to help the clone troopers, but I didn't understand this because they're clones. If they die, they can just clone them again and make more clones. So I didn't understand his concern over them. And I didn't understand how either side could win this war when one side is made up of clones and another's made up of droids, which either one, clones or droids, you could just make more of. How can any side win when they have an unlimited number of soldiers? But this movie does have some good parts, and the best part in this movie is the action. It has really good action in it, action scenes, and it has really good lightsaber battles. So my ranking is, I give it a C-. It's below average. But if you're a young kid or a very hard Star Wars fan, I say go see this movie. You'll enjoy it.